Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. This is your weekly WWE main event and weekly WWE superstars. I just finished watching both of these shows. In case you're wondering, the dates are the 4th of August for main event and the 5th of August for WWE superstars. Superstars available on the network, main event available via Pirates Live for you. In the comments below, do you give each show a win? Do you give each show a loss? Do you give each show a tie? I give both shows a tie. They were not insulting. They were not bad. They were quick shows to get through. It took me about 45 minutes to get through both of these shows. So if you want to see guys who aren't on Raw, who aren't on SmackDown, and you're like, what the fuck's happening with Axel? Why isn't Tyler Breeze on this show? Why isn't Neville on Raw this week? They're on Superstar. They're on main event. And one thing I like now about this main event Superstars concept now with the brand split, I like how these matches actually seem like they're a little incy-tincy-wincy little bit important. That's one thing I do like about this. Like, these matches felt like, and the commentators did a great job about, they want to impress the general managers. On Raw, they want to impress Mick Foley. On SmackDown, they want to impress Daniel Bryan to get onto SmackDown, because when they're on SmackDown, they earn more money. When they're on Raw, they earn more freaking money. Good, logical. Commentary. Tom Phillips is the jobber of commentators. He's on Superstars and main event. Corey Graves comments for the Raw, so Superstars. David Otunga commentates for main event. We'll cover main event first because it happened first, even though technically Superstars happened first. Very confusing world. So main event, 4th of August. If you listen to this from the UK, I think it was the 3rd of August on Hulu and 2nd live. So the commentators were Tom Phillips and David Otunga, as previously mentioned. We have the opening match. We have Jay Uso versus Tyler Breeze. Jimmy Uso was not ringside. Fandango, who's Tyler Breeze's opponent, he was ringside. Tyler Breeze's tag team partner, Breezango. What an absolutely atrocious. That's like they went to some like 6-year-old and said, if we had a team with Tyler Breeze and Fandango, what shall we call them? Breezango. Like, it's just bullshit. Bullshit. So, I think Jimmy's injured, which is why he's not here. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't really know with Jimmy Uso. Is he injured? I've read reports that he might be. I mean, maybe the other option is, maybe they're testing the water to see how Jey Uso will do in a singles run. Because with the brands, but I did think that the Usos would actually go in a singles route because they're just so damn stale and so damn motherfucking boring. Same match. Like, even here, it's like it's the vintage drop down uppercut, duck clothesline, super kick, running super fly Uso splash off over the top, and then a super kick, and then a splash off the top to get the win. That's what we're usually expecting, and this doesn't go this way. Fandango's ringside, lost to Randy Orton. If you build a sports, say it with me. If you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, you get Randy Orton. There we are. That's my boy. There you are. Oh, that was funny. So these two, they get a lot of TV time. These two, I'm meaning in Breezango. That being Tyler Breeze and one Mr. Fandango. I mean, maybe this is one thing, again, I touched on this. I can't remember what review it was. I think it was a last week's SmackDown review. This is one thing I like about the brand split. It means it gives people who don't normally get TV time or main roster time, being Fandango, being Tyler Breeze, both talented, but now they're getting the chance to be on Raw, to be on SmackDown. I think that's a good thing. I really do. Instead of the same repeated matches week after week, what would happen is they'll do a match on SmackDown, they'd replay that on Raw, and it would be vice versa, and it would just be so tragic and so horrible to watch. But this is one thing I like. But one thing that worries me is next week on Raw, they're doing Bryan coming over with Foley. And I swear to God, if we get into brand match, I'm going to hang it up. Like, I can't be dealing with that in my life. Like, it's just a WWE thing to do, to build and hype the draft. They give it 4 fucking months of hype. And then to just go, oh yeah, by the way, we're doing Raw versus SmackDown next week. I'll not be a happy chappy. There is some backstory to this. Breezango defeated the Usos at Battleground on the kickoff show, which I thought was a decent match. The match starts off with a decent exchange until Jay takes out Fandango with a suicide dive. Breeze then goes between the ropes as if he's going to hit a dive, but Uso super kicks him. Breeze then, after a distraction from Fandango, hits a super kick with Jay tied up in the ropes to get the win. Very happy here. I mean, what have the Usos done? They lost at Battleground. They're losing on main event. Jay Uso lost on main event, and they're probably going to use the excuses, oh, they're not conditioned for singles competition bullshit like they always do. But that's a big win, is it not, for Tyler Breeze? I mean, I don't know what's happening here. Is they won on pay-per-view? They're winning on main event against people like Jay Uso. I mean, Fandango's wrestling Randy Orton on SmackDown. He didn't win, but he still wrestled him. Well, fair enough. I mean, okay match. It went 5 minutes in length, very short. Star and a quarter, nothing special. Not go out of your way and watch your stuff, but it was not too shabby. Hype Bros versus the Ascension was the main event. I bet that was a pickle to say. There's one positive I'll take out of this. There is not many, but there is one positive. We can now forget, erase, just remove it from your memory, the Mojo, Rawley, and US champ Rusev stare down at Battleground. It's removed. It's gone. And I swear to God, if they go back to that, I'm just going to... I can't have Mojo Rawley in my life much longer. He ruins it. Like, Mojo Rawley, Zack Ryder are a perfect pair because I hate them both so damn much. They come out to this stupid theme music, stupid gear. This Mojo Rawley fucking tosser has things here that just make him look like a Class A toilet. Zack Ryder's coming out with his stupid jacket and this fucking woo-woo bullshit. Go and fucking complain on Twitter, you piece of shit. Zack Ryder was the face in peril, logical. Mojo's new, and some fans don't watch NXT or usually skip his matches because he sucks. They can now see his offense. Mojo does get the hot tag. He gets some shitty running splashes and a discus slap until Victor hits a nice leg dropkick for 2. Mojo with the hyper drive for 2 and the hype rider to get the win. I mean, okay match, hot finish. A couple of near falls in there were okay. I just hate the hype bros so much. I actually think it's actually unhealthy. Like, if there was merchandise, I know there's merchandise weight that you can buy that say Cena sucks. I wish they did Zack Ryder merch like that. I wish they did Mojo Rawley merch like that. I think they could make good money out of that. Like, fuck Zack Ryder, or go moan on Twitter, ... bitch, or go moan on Twitter, ... bro, or anything like that. You know, that fucking absolute twat of a man, Zack Ryder. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if he went on Twitter and complained that he wasn't on SmackDown Live. Like, maybe this is a sign of them not trusting Mojo. Because Mojo, in case you didn't watch Daily OK, Mojo today, which you should check out, by the way, if you haven't yet, and check out the Stump the Idiot that Mr. David Kotas did today on this channel. Where's my point? Mojo was actually on NXT on, I think it was Friday or Thursday's house show. So very interesting for them to not actually have him on the road, yet be at SmackDown TV tapings because he's not fully trained. I think he sucks. I'm not saying this just because he's with Zack Ryder. If he wasn't with Zack Ryder, I think he sucks still. I mean, it's with these NFL players. I think there's just this stigma on them. It's like Impact. It's a stigma. And when I mean stigma, it's something that's attached to these people and this company that you can't get rid of unless you erase them. Impact has this stigma of sucking. You know, because it's like WCW, that stigma of, oh, the last few years they suck. No matter how good of a product they put out at the end, if you have a bad stigma, you are not getting out of it. Mojo Rawley, he's an NFL player. Guess what? That means, in my opinion, right, you're telling me, okay, I'm doing pro wrestling podcasting right now, okay, as a hobby. Okay, but just say I went into an industry. Just right, how about this? Say I became a professionally paid professional wrestling podcaster. And then a painter came up to me and says, why don't you have your career be painting? I'd be like, okay. I'd go over and do painting. Other painters can be like, hey, you're a pro wrestling podcaster. What are you doing here? Oh, I just want to try it out, experience something new. And they're like, no. Painting is life. Painting is love. Painting is life. And that wouldn't make me a die-hard painter. It would make me a guy who was that and is now this. That's how I see this NFL players. I see them as NFL players as their passion. NFL was their hobby. And now they got bored. Now they achieved everything they wanted to achieve or could achieve. And now they're trying something new. That's the reason why, in my opinion, NFL players don't get over anymore. I mean, Baron bullshit Corbin, what the fuck's he doing? Lollygagging around in losing 3-ways to Apollo Crews and Kalisto. I mean, it's really just... Again, stigma. I would stigma that in the end of the day, if you're an NFL player, that's what you want to do in life. And it's frustrating to watch, and I just hate Mojo Rawley more than anything in this world. As Dave Koch would say, if hating Mojo Rawley is wrong, I never want to be right. Superstars time now. Again, I just want to stress this. If you're wondering, like, why the fuck would I watch Superstars? Like, if you're wondering that, it literally takes about 15 minutes, maybe 20. Let's skip the Raw replays. Please do yourself a favor. Once is enough. The purpose of this show, as pointed out by Corey Graves, is to impress the Raw general manager because this is Superstars, the Raw branded one. That makes these matches kind of important. You know, my boy Curtis Axel's in it, and we'll go on to that. So, opening match, we have Neville versus Curtis Axel. And do I see a heel beard of doom on Neville? I think we do. Do we see a heel Neville? That would be very interesting. I mean, we have the cruiserweight division coming back. I think Neville is going to be a key factor. And it is going to be. Axel is now being referred to by Jojo, who is, quite frankly, the worst ring announcer in the history of professional wrestling. Like, at the start, Lillian Garcia sucked. Jojo takes this to a whole new level. She is woeful. Axel was, though, referred to as Mr. Irrelevant. I mean, Axel, though, he comes out back to his old theme music, which was basically Kurt Henning's theme song. It was remixed. If you haven't listened to it yet, give it a listen. I actually think it's a really quality tune. Neville hits a moonsault off the top to the floor, and I'm like, in the opening 5 seconds, I'm like, do I see effort there by Neville on Superstars? Okay, let's see how this goes. I love the new style of camera shooting. I don't know if Kevin Dunn had a stroke, but I actually really dig this how at one point there was this shot where it was a chinlock spot and the camera circled the ring all the way around, and it was really sweet. And there was a couple of times where, even though with WWE it can hurt your eyes a lot if you actually focus on the amount of camera changes, because it's like boom, camera change, boom, camera change, boom, camera change, that could be really frustrating and actually hurt your eyes. But I was just looking at these unique shots and it kind of feels like you're there, and I think it's really fascinating just to look at. Neville, though, does hit the red arrow to get the win. Axel, if they don't want to do anything with the guy, just let him go. For crying out loud, I think it would be so easy for him to just come out on the middle of Raw, like, the chains are off, like that stupid saying he did, and legit go out there and cut a shoot promo saying, I am the son of Kurt Henning. I am the grandchild of Larry the Axe Henning. I'm a third generation superstar. And I'm here wrestling Neville. I'm here wrestling scumbags. I'm teaming up with Heath Slater. Why? Because I'm overlooked. I don't say that. Why? Because I have been held back by the machine, and now the chains are off. And now you're going to see who I am. You're going to see the real me. I am Joe freaking Henning. And I'm going to prove to you that my dad passed me down his genes. I'm going to prove to you that I am better than perfect, and I'll prove to you tonight. And then blah, 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 make a match. Joe Henning wins. Bob's your uncle. Fanny's your aunt. Chains are off. Oh, please don't make that a merchandise. Oh my God. Like little things like that they get stuck in their head. Like the beat up John Cena bullshit and this fucking just they like these things where they beat them to death with them. Like if there's some, like the RK out of nowhere, it got popular, it got over, and then boom, now we're selling. Boom, now we're selling. Sorry, that was a Jurassic Park little line there. So, when they're at the table, he's like, boom, now we're selling. Boom, now we're selling, taking the piss out of merchandise. But it would literally is the case that they're still talking about it now. Like it was popular with Vines, with YouTube videos. Okay, it was cool for like a week, but they just don't get it. They're just so out of touch. Like no one does RK out of nowhere anymore. Yet that he has a T-shirt, which, by the way, if you live in Europe, isn't out till August the 22nd, which is fucking the day after SummerSlam. Do you know how fucking irritating that is? That's bullshit. I was like, you know what? My boy Randy Orton's back. He attacked Brock Lesnar. I want to support my boy in any way, shape, or form. I want to buy a Randy Orton shirt. One there, support an AJ Styles one instead. That'll teach you WWE shop. But I do want to own a Randy Orton shirt. So if anyone has a link to a decent one, make it official. I don't like these knockoffs. Put it in the comments below. Star and a half. But I just think that there's lots to do with Axel. I think they're wasting their time. Main event time, Dudley Boys versus Swagger and Sin Cara. Swagger, I'm going to be honest, got a fucking big pop. He came out, stood on the ramp, loud "We the People" chant. Why not do something with the guy? He's a former world champion, former guy who's wrestled for the World Title Mania. He's a former Elimination Chamber winner, former United States champion, former Money in the Bank winner. What do they do with him? Absolutely fucking nothing. What a waste. Okay, he's not good promo. Let's give him a manager. Oh, wait, he's fired. Why they split up his beat? They split them up to do a Del Rio Swagger feud for the US title in December, which went absolutely nowhere. And I feel so sorry for Swag. I really, really do. Now they're putting him with Sin Cara. You're asking for a release there, buddy. Asking for a release. There was this awful spot at the start. Swag went for a headlock takeover. That was me putting the guy over, and I don't know whose mistake it was, but Bubba got spiked straight on his head, and it looked right on the neck area. It looked really, really nasty. So imagine a headlock takeover. Just imagine him going straight on his head. I don't know if that's Swag's fault or if Bubba bumped wrong or landed wrong timing, but it was hard to watch, and it was kind of difficult to see whose fault it was. So give that a watch if you don't. Sin Cara, it's a decent running flip over the top to the floor. Swag as your face in peril. Sin Cara gets a hot tag to his house. Bubba accidentally hits Devon. Sin Cara tries to capitalize, but Dudleys hit the 3D to get the win. Okay, nothing insulting star and a half kind of affair. Like every single match, we have 4 matches this week in these prelim shows. Each match star and a half. Nothing wrong with these, just a standard wrestling match. But I just feel so damn sorry for Jack Swagger. Like, and Curtis Axel. Like, you tell me 5 years ago, Jack Swagger would be wrestling on the Superstars and losing. You'd be like, fuck off, don't be lying, mate. You're having a fucking bubble. But he is. You used to tell me 5 years ago Wade Barrett would be unemployed. You would laugh. You tell me 4 years ago Ryback main eventing Survivor Series Hell in a Cell main Royal Rumble in the final few 3 years ago, he'd be unemployed. It's crazy how this world works. And I literally just touched on that in DLK. I literally talked about how in NXT, you have Joe, you have Bay, you have Nakamura, you have Rude. You could tell me a year ago that those guys would be there, minus Joe, obviously. I mean, Aries, you'd be like, fuck off. Rude ain't leaving TNA. Aries ain't leaving TNA, or at least if he went, he would go to Ring of Honor. WWE would never sign him, or he's too old, or they're going. Anderson and Gallows. Sometimes as a wrestling fan, it's just good to just take it in. It's absolutely crazy. We're going to get some live comments now. And if you're wondering, live comments is where we kind of release the chains, whatever bullshit. The chains are off. So basically, we just kind of relax. We take a chill, and that's what we do. So, live comments, if we do have any. Obviously, we're not guaranteed to have live comments. And we are 1-0. Whoa. The Usos bros are probably taking a bullet for Roman. That's from Dragon Rider 951. Thanks for watching live, and thanks for being the first comment. That is a good possibility. That's a very strong possibility, maybe, that the Usos are taking a bullet for Roman. But how about Roman take a bullet for Roman for being an absolute cock? Koco plays, woo. Oh, God. Fuck up. How anyone in their right mind could be a fan of Zack Ryder is beyond me. If there is a Zack Ryder fan below, please tell me who you are. Confess, show yourself. Unbelievable. Scorpion2729 shouts, "What's up?" Then we have Chauncey Bullock, who puts this comment a lot. Matt Hardy returned to WWE. Oh, brother Nero. I still find that final deletion fucking awesome. I don't really care about the Hardys. I think the Hardys are overrated. I think they suck, but I did love Final Deletion. I think they're great characters. I think they're great sports entertainers, but as pro wrestlers, they fucking suck. Embarrassments. Dragon Rider 951. Remind me why we couldn't have had the Lucha Dragons stay as a team. Oh, because if I'm right, they split up on Facebook. That's a legit shoot. They split up on Facebook. And it's, in my eyes, they're doing this to say, hey, look, anything can happen in the draft. Teams will be split up to make it must-watch television. So that's why they did it. Both shows were okay. That's from Gary North. That's great. I gave them ties. They're okay. They're nothing special, not bad. Just 30 minutes of just some okay wrestling just to bide the time by. Dragon Rider. If you've been watching the CWC, how do you feel about your fellow Englishmen, Zack Sabre Jr. and Gallagher? I've watched the Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa match from this week's CWC, which was out of this fucking world. Like that match of the week, for sure. I don't care what's on. Actually, that's not true. Ishii and Okada. Oh my god, that Rainmaker into the head, but literally, if you're a wrestling fan, you pre-cum down the side of your leg. Unbelievable. Please watch that, everyone. Go out of your way. Anyway, I was there watching that, just stood up and clapped because I woke up on my Twitter on Thursday and I was scrolling through it again. This is comment times that were a bit relaxed. If you're just joining us live, well, I was scrolling through my Twitter feed and then all of a sudden it popped up, and I was like, okay, I forgot it was the CWC because obviously I did the NXT review live after NXT went off the air this past week, and I missed the CWC because I was filming, and I don't like watching a show with the main event on first and then going back and watching the opening matches. Maybe I should have done that, but I woke up and instead of seeing NXT comments about Bobby Roode and things like that and build to NXT TakeOver, there's all this talk about a Gargano Ciampa match, and I woke up and I was like, fuck it, we'll get it on. So I put it on. My word, they beat the shit out of each other. Great story as well. They were selling a lot. It was just magnificent. So go out of your way and watch that. And also, what else was the question? Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. a few weeks ago, he had an okay match. That was the kind of the technical round of the tournament, wasn't it? 'Cause you had the Zack Sabre Jr. match and you had the Drew Gulak match. Maybe me and Boom, should wait and review both NXT and CWC at the same time, or do one of them first. Chauncey Bullock puts Eric Bischoff goes to Global Force Wrestling. What does it matter anyway? I mean, Global Force Wrestling is they don't have a TV deal, but they've taped TV shows that amped gimmicks, and I'm baffled because why not have an on-demand service where you put monthly pay-per-views like WWN? You got good wrestlers on there. You got Magnus, you got Mickey James, Sanjay Dutt. Put on pay-per-views and put it on your network. Boom, Bob's your uncle, funny's your aunt. Get that sorted. Gary North puts, I've enjoyed the CWC more than I thought I would. Me too, because I love the variation of styles. I love the way it's presented. I love Daniel Bryan and Mauro Ranallo calling an actual story. I like the tournament aspect. They're not just wrestling for wrestling's sake. Every match has a purpose. It feels like a sport. That's what I love in my pro wrestling. So thank you everyone who left a comment. It really does mean a lot. Thank you everyone watching this post live. Make sure you put something in the comments what your thoughts on main event and what your thoughts on Superstars was. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out Dave Koco's book, Operation Freak Show. I myself have already purchased that book and waiting in willing arms for my book to come in. I think it's a month or time. It literally cost me £3 freaking pounds. Just buy the damn book. For crying out loud. The way I see it, you guys want more Koco. The more books you sell, the more Koco we get. So from your best interest and mine to buy the book. And if think about it, we nearly have 7,000 subscribers. If 7,000 people bought that book, simple. And I think it's fucked up. It's a messed up book. So if you're a fan of wrestling, there's a wrestler kind of style to it. And I think you'll enjoy it. That being said, like, comment, subscribe. Stay safe. Stay well, because it's a fucking disgusting world out there. I'm your host, LK, and I'll be catching your asses down the line.